Okay, I'm back. I'm going to show you how I make my body butter. I literally just ran out upstairs. I scraped the container, so it's perfect time. It's super, super easy. 2 ingredients. Well, 3 plus fragrance. Okay. All right, you need 30 ounces of raw shea butter. You can use the kind that's processed and filtered if you prefer. But for me, this stuff is so sticky and moisturizing that the processed kind just doesn't, it doesn't compare. It has a slightly, I don't know, nutty smell to it, but that fades. You know, an hour or 2 after you shower, it's gone. So, but you can see how sticky it is. You see this? You can get on Amazon for dirt cheap. Straight from Africa too, I believe. Okay. There you go, perfect. $30 ounces. Okay, and then you have to melt it. But you gotta melt it completely, not just, I'll show you. Let me melt it and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Can you see how dark this is and clear? That's how you want it. It took me basically 3 minutes in the microwave 2 times. You don't want to run it for 6 minutes straight, but you want to check on it after 3 and then put it back in. You don't want it to overheat. Okay, so now you want to add your oil. 10 ounces. I use sunflower personally. I like it and I always have a ton of it here. I use it for cooking, I use it for salad dressing, for soap stuff. And there you go, 10 ounces. That's all you need. So then what I do is I sit this in the freezer. You can leave it on the counter to harden. But the problem is that if it hardens too slow, sometimes the butter will be like grainy. So I personally just stick it into the freezer until it's frozen and then I take it out and let it thaw. And even if it's grainy, it's not that big of a deal. It still melts in your hand, so, you know, whatever. All right, so I'm gonna stick this in the freezer and then I will see you later tonight after it's thawed. Okay, I'm back. I froze the melted oils I showed you earlier, and then once it was frozen, I don't know, an hour or 2 later, I put it on the countertop and let it thaw. So it's been there ever since. So this is basically what you want it to look like. So I normally don't weigh the honey when I do this for myself, but I am going to today so that you guys can get an idea. This is 40 ounces total, so 30 ounces of shea, 10 ounces of sunflower, and then we'll turn this on. There's a windstorm outside, so the dogs might be going a little nuts. All right, let's see about how much I put in here. I'd say about 3 ounces. Yep, that's right. So 3 ounces, so you know. And then for the fragrance, lately I've just been on this, the vanilla I made the other day. For the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 times I've made my own body butter for upstairs. It's this exact same smell. I go really light on it though. So it's just a very faint vanilla smell. And then it goes really well with all, because I use the body butter first, and then I put a frosting on top of that because I have super dry skin. So the vanilla pairs really well with everything, with all my citrus smells, with all my apple smells, because I have a million lotions upstairs. So I do 0.5 of each one. So that's basically a tablespoon. Okay? But you can go full on with the fragrance for this recipe, especially if this is the only lotion you're using. I use so many that I go light with this one. You could do, I think it's 5% would be the max. All right, so there you go. Then I'll use my crappy handheld mixer because I don't feel like using my stand mixer. All right, let's see if you can see this. See, it's very hard. This is a super rich butter. I don't want it to spatter, so I go really slow until the fragrance oil is mixed in. Because the last thing you want is fragrance oil to splash on you. For me, the lye is not that big of a deal, but the fragrance oil straight, it really does a number on my skin. Which is, you know, specifically why I don't wear gloves. I want to know where it goes. Also, this is my batch for myself. I don't have to wear gloves. You see how nice and... Now, this is not considered a whipped butter. I don't whip it to make it airy. I just whip it to make it creamy, and then I spoon it in my giant Sam's Club jars. And then I'm good for about, I'd say a month. This lasts me and my daughter about a month. And see how nice and smooth it gets? That's what the freezing it and thawing it does. So you definitely don't have to do that step, but I like it when it does that. Okay. And then you just want to scoop it into the container, which is right here. And it makes basically basically an entire container-ish. I'll show you. And then when you're done, you just wipe these containers out. I'm not even kidding. Wash them with some soap and water with the sponge, and then throw them in your dishwasher, and they come out completely clean. The label never peels, they never get nasty. I actually wanted to message them and ask them where they get these containers from because they're so perfect. This is gonna harden and thicken, just so you know. In the winter, way more so than in the summer. In the summer, it's hot here, even with my air conditioner on sub-zero temperatures. So I usually stick this in the refrigerator for a second until it's done, and then I put it back upstairs. Okay, and that's it. That's exactly how I make the body butter that I use every single time I take a shower. And it's fantastic. Look, so it's a 56-ounce jar, and it pretty much fills the whole thing. And look how cute the jar is, even though it says coconut oil. All right, oh, and here are the bars. I almost forgot. From the other day, the soap fail. Look how nice and chocolate brown they get. See? That's what vanilla soap turns out like. And see the other side? It's not even that bad anymore. See that? Okay, so I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.